Greetings and welcome back to another supporter stream. I think I'm off center on this intro, but I'm not off center on that one. So we'll just switch over there and let me unmute people now before I forget. Before we get 10 minutes into the show and say, hey, look at that. I added a room in the Matrix community for live streams. So this is intended to be used for on live stream. So if you're over there, you can actually chime in. And I installed Element on this Samsung that I have that I don't otherwise use, and it works great as a monitor the chat room for Matrix while we do that. So I'll pull up my phone here and there, and we'll go ahead and monitor comments over there as well. Of course, we are streaming on YouTube, Odyssey, Rumble, Twitch, DLive, and we have a chat feed up on Locals as well. So wherever you want to chat in, we'll cycle through all those. How's everybody doing today?
Doing good.
Tired from slinging snow.
Tired of slinging snow. I actually encountered a snowstorm the other day. Is that great? Like I'm like, the whole point of being in this van is to not be encountered by all this snow, right? And
yeah. Well, this is really weird because this is the first snow dump we got the entire year. The lakes aren't even frozen, and usually they're 6 inches thick now.
Yeah, it's that word we can't mention because
right.
The end is nigh. But we do have plenty of those mentions on the band news tomorrow night. I've not even put together my news. It's gonna be a long night for me tonight, getting everything over because. That's so much going on over there. So many weird things going on in the world. It's just like are we gonna officially call it? Is 2023 gonna be like the end is nigh or something decent? I don't know. I just can't figure it out. I'm enjoying the show. I read the book. I know how it all ends. I know I'm on the winning side. I just get to watch the downfall of it all happening. It was kind of like when we were a kid and we were at my aunt and uncle's house. And there was a big snowstorm. We had a snowball fight, and one of my uncles looks from way at the house looking down, and I'm walking this way real slow along this side of the garage, and another uncle's walking slowly this way on the other side of the garage, and he can see both of us that we're just approaching, and neither one knows is approaching, and carnage is going to occur. We just don't know exactly. Like, it's just going to be hilarious. So he's just sitting there just watching it, laughing, knowing what's going to happen. And so that's our world right now. I'm enjoying the show personally. We are live streaming, by the way, on the Christian stuff. If you want to see me laugh more about that crazy stuff in the world, we are actually streaming tonight on the Christian show, just because I did not get a chance to produce and edit the show otherwise today. And maybe we'll come back and doing the live shows again. I stopped doing it because I only had like 2 people watching, and I need to get those numbers up. So if you are into that content, it will. We'll go ahead and put a link to it at the very end of the show here. But otherwise, we're going to talk about Microsoft Office. Ivan, how's it going your way?
It's going pretty good. It was sunny today after a weekend of snow and rain. Yeah.
You saw that big orange thing in the sky.
Yeah, and it came out behind a cloud and burned my eyes. I'm like, what is that?
I'm down in New Mexico. We got some of that. I actually had 3 days in a row where my batteries topped at completely full. Kind of odd. I mean, being as how it was.
Nice.
And didn't today. It was cloudy half the day, but we got pretty close to full. And then tomorrow I might hit full again. I don't know. Right now we're above the 80% average right now, so no huge rush, except, of course, in other news, a gremlin's around here somewhere. I have one of my cameras seem to have walked away. Literally, as soon as I take the show down, I put everything back in one box, highly organized. Yet I have a Logitech C922 is missing. It's just gone. I have no idea where it is.
I didn't do it.
So there's a gremlin around somewhere. It's like, they just don't leave the van. They go right from here into the drawer. Only thing I'm thinking is if it came out and got put on the accidentally fell to the bottom of the box of bags here. I'm gonna have to tear apart the box of bags today and look for this mysterious camera.
It has disappeared into the void.
It did. It disappeared into the void. I have no idea what's going on.
The cat's got it.
How's it going your way? Check. Okay. Did the cow steal it? Possibly. It was possibly the cow. Possibly whatever else. Ashton, are you there yet or not?
I'm here. I heard you say something earlier. It just went by so fast I could barely tell what it was.
It's interesting because my Jitsi says that you're muted right now, but I can clearly hear you, so you're not muted. So I have no idea.
I'm not muted at all. It must be a glitch. It's got to be a glitch.
Interesting. I'm going to force mute you.
And there is also it's also the indicator in the list of the participants. There is no indication that he's speaking when he is. So something with the Jitsi server is going on.
Yeah, that's weird. And I should also have the ability to simply mute you, but I can't because my system says you're muted. Oh well. So Ashton apparently has broke my
muted myself and unmuted myself. Did that help?
Oh yeah. Hey, that looks right.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yay!
Yeah. Oh, new Salbu has a new spaceship. Very good.
Yeah, I'm on the I'm on the bridge of the Orville.
Okay, I actually I did encounter some aliens, and not the illegal kind either, because I was I passed through a border checkpoint, and I was actually talking to the border security guy there. He's like, yeah, this is kind of crazy around here. He says, and Biden has completely stripped our ability to do anything at all. But let me run my focus here real quick for you. Look at that. Look at that spaceship I found in the middle of the desert. Isn't that cool? Here, there's for you guys.
Nice.
I just keep looking towards my phone, which I have the live stream pulled up on to see if anything pops up.
What is it, an immigrant housing project?
Yeah, no, it was actually, it's a building in Texas outside of El Paso that looks like it's designed as a spaceship. But it was purchased by a real estate company, and now they put like no trespassing. It's like, dude, don't purchase a building called a UFO, like in the shape of a UFO, and then be bothered by people coming by and looking at it. Okay, I mean, they're stupid, and they're really
people
stupid.
To think they've stumbled upon Area 52 or something.
But I mean I did not go through El Paso. I went around El Paso, and I did not see a ton of problems. I did stop and check, and I was, the border security was like, what you got back there? Any illegals? Like, yeah, no. But they're always really good guys. You stop and chat with Border Patrol. They hate what's going on in the country as well, but they're just trying to do their job. Let's check in on our comments first. Let me see if anybody jumped over onto that Matrix server. Nope, Solbu joined the room. Solbu, I think I gave you the ban hammer for testing purposes on the Matrix server.
Ban hammer for testing purposes.
Be nice.
Yeah,
I noticed
that. So I noticed that, and I was so tempted to post. I got the power, but I chickened out.
I got the power. Speaking of, I got the power. I did watch Ready Player One. We were talking about that on the news last week. It's somebody posted it to Odyssey, probably not legally, but I did watch it, and it was a fascinating show. I actually thought it was pretty brilliant. I can see why, if you're not aware of the 80s nostalgia components, I can see why it would seem to be a lame movie. But if you are a person who is aware of such things, and you can understand that it was really a nerd dream of an 80s nerd, it's brilliant, especially being everything else going on around it. So I thought it was actually a really good film. Yeah, it was very fascinating. It's one I will certainly throw onto my list of movies to find when I'm hunting for movies in like discount racks. Because I don't buy movies at full retail unless it's an amazing movie. Comments, Razzler reviews over there on YouTube. How about the AP wanting to get rid of derogatory terms like poor, mentally ill, and the French? No, it was Stanford started it, and the CDC actually has a big page of that as well. So Stanford and the CDC are both leading the charge of things like that. Yes. Even American is on the list. You're not allowed to say American. Apparently it's offensive. What are you? I can't tell you. I'd offend you. Let's see. 4 reasons to hate the French: their food, their language, the excessive body hair, and the fact of French. The fifth.
I'm Klingon.
Yikes! My apologies to any French watching the stream today. I had nothing to do with it. Texon greetings. Also on here, Tech Anchorage is the YouTube channel for Ivan, one of our panelists. There you go. There, Ivan. Now you're on the view. People can see you.
There we go. Hey guys.
North Point. Glad you made it. Juan, how far is she? How far is he? Disney can keep their fake woke galaxy far, far away from me. There you go. Sprinkles, how's it going there? Telephone Night, checking out.
They ruined Luke
chilling out
Skywalker.
on the couch. All right. How many here use MS Office? There's a good question. How many use MS Office? Let's see. Not used MS Office since the late 90s when I was forced to use it on school computers. Yep. Coral Office. Yeah, use that one, right? No Windows use here. Use Linux, Mint, and Debian. Also use LibreOffice. Let's use it for work instead. Let's see if there's anything else here. Northern Indiana, 23 Fahrenheit, 5 inches of snow. It's pretty cold down here in New Mexico, although it's not bad. Oh, yes, North Point, thank you. I will need to look there for my camera, Joe Biden's garage.
Yeah.
Probably there. Let's see. Don't have to worry about the counting of Microsoft Office installs. LibreOffice for the win. There you go. Space is fiction. There you go. Sadly, Disney now owns the Orville and is burying it like the red-headed stepchild.
Oh, I read something like that. That disgusts me.
Disney, why you gotta do us like this?
Because they're Disney. Let's see. How many are watching over there? We got 23 over there on YouTube. Oh, only 15 over there on Odyssey. YouTube's beating Odyssey tonight. And Rumble. Man. YouTube apparently is back. Very good. Maybe we're out of the algorithm hole. I don't know. Archaeological Trog Point. I can't stick around until it goes live, but I'd like to put in a good word for Calligra too. It does have native support for the open document format. Yeah, I've not used Calligra in a long time. I think it was installed on my Lubuntu build for banking a while back, but I'm using Peppermint OS for that now. Just wondering, do you plan to read out comments from your uploaded videos as well as ones on your live feed? It's just the comments from there that are pretty base and saucy as well. Well, I mean, right here on this show, we're just reading out the comments that are on all the different live channels. I don't generally go back. Like, I'll read all the comments. I do read all the comments that go on the published videos, but I don't generally read them in a live format. Be all comments, most interesting ones, and separate live stream. Yeah, I mean, if we get big enough to have like a ton of super chats I can't get to or something, I might do that. Like I think Viva Fry does that, right? He'll do a day of just the spicy comments. Let's see, maybe because I'm being in Arizona, I don't have to drive in snow much, but you cannot understand the hate against it. Yeah. I encountered my snow in Texas the other day, but you know, whatever. Remember someone posting towards a... Yeah, I'm not going to say that because we're on YouTube. Another ebooks and on Odyssey for free. You got to read it now. All right. Before LibreOffice, I was using OpenOffice. There you go. No one chatting over on Rumble over there, but 11 watching right now. One over there on Twitch right now. And I just cannot tell if there's anybody over there on DLive because it keeps on pushing back the comments, and they change their thing to tell me if we have less than 5 viewers. So I don't know if we have 0, 1, 2, or whatever else over there.
Why do they even have to do that?
Yeah. Let's see if there's comments over here on Matrix. Nope. All right, let's go ahead and jump on over to the article. This is from the Register. We're doing more articles this week from things that I get too many news articles for the news, and I always have to throw stuff out. So I figured let's just do some videos throughout the week that are relevant to Linux midweek. Saves me some content stuff. Although I do have, I did write the other day a little black book with my poems in. Actually, it's a little blue book with my Linux proposed content in it. But we do actually have that. So when I head to town, I know what stuff I need to download so that I can save on some bandwidth borrowing stores' internet when I go shopping. But anyway, back to our main content. From the Register, Microsoft is checking everyone's bags for unsupported Office installs. Soy Boy Tea today, by the way. Please, sir, I don't want a 365 subscription. That might be what they want. So Microsoft wants to know how many out-of-support copies of Office are installed on Windows PCs, and it tends to find out by pushing a patch through Microsoft Update that it swears is safe. Not that you asked. It's not great. Hey, guys, we have an update. It doesn't look like it's going to do anything. We swear it's safe. They even mentioned we ran our own update through our own antivirus software. Isn't that kind of like the government investigating itself? We didn't find anything wrong with this. I found something wrong. It's a Microsoft software and a Microsoft patch.
It's like the old anyone can make a lock that they can't think of a way to break around to circumvent. And then anyone else looking at it, I can just do this.
Yeah, there you go. So this is an update. KB 5021751 is targeting versions of Office including 2007 and 2010, both of which been out of service for several years. Office 2013 is also being asked after it's due to lose support coming in April. This update will run one time silently without installing anything on the user's device, Microsoft said, followed by instructions on how to download and install the update, which Microsoft has been scanned to ensure it is not infected by malware. Great. Good to know.
Are you sure about that?
No. Because Microsoft says that. Of course, they've scanned it for malware using their own malware detection tools, forgetting that Microsoft itself is malware.
So, that's an interesting paragraph right there. The update will run silently, and then after it has run only once, it will explain to the user how to install the update.
I think they mentioned the patches coming and saying here's how to install the update. Of course, it's Microsoft. The update installs itself. We're going to get down into later on in the article what happens if you don't want the update. Well, you have to turn off updates or micromanager updates or stop the update from happening before it actually happens. But since it happens silently, it probably has already happened before you know about it.
Pull out your Ethernet cable.
Yeah.
It's the same way you prevent Microsoft from forcing you to use the online account. You start setting up it on that screen. Right as it posts to that screen, you pull the internet cable out. It's like, no, plug the internet back in, you fool. I know what you're doing.
Yeah, or do all the A1 firewall.
Yeah. All right. So Microsoft scanned the file for viruses by using the most current virus detection software that was available on the date it was posted. The file is stored on a securely enhanced servers that help prevent unauthorized changes to it, the Windows giant said on the update notice page. No need to restart the installation. So Microsoft scanned Microsoft scanned their own file that they wrote for viruses prior to putting it up on their website, which they insist nobody can bust in and steal. Okay, good to know. Are you ready for your mystery update? Come on. Microsoft's description of its out-of-support Office census update leaves much to the imagination, including whether the paragraph describing installation, the update directly contradicting the paragraph above it, is simply misplaced boilerplate language that does not apply, like, I guess, how to install or whatever else. Also missing is any explanation of how the update will gather Office installations, whether it's collecting any other system information or what exactly is transmitted and stored by Microsoft. So it says it's a census application. Is it taking the operating system as well? What type of versions? Is it taking user information? We just don't know. So they're basically trying to get a feel for how many people are using this. And I'm wondering if they're going to try and do some type of kill update to it. That's just going to kill it.
Well, in the Microsoft EULA, it says that they can uninstall any software they deemed not supposed to be on their installation.
Yeah.
That's right. If it's an unsupported, out-of-date Office software, that should not be on your system. So,
how about
they're not going to do this, but if they really wanted to, they could ban all competing on Office suites, forcing users to use their software. Because the EULA says that they can do that, but
I mean, that if they started doing that on a mass scale, it would probably raise a lot of issues. Like I know actually a lot of publishers are actually using OpenOffice. I said, why not use LibreOffice? Well, we've used OpenOffice for years. Yeah, it hasn't been updated in years. But that's kind of the thing is a lot of companies do use at least some type of open software in some ways, one way or the other. But let's see. Because of the nature of the update is unclear, it's also unknown what may be left behind after it runs. Microsoft said that it is a single run, silent process, but left off the mention of any traces the update may leave behind. Of course, it's going to leave some hole for some malware guy to come in. Hey, look at this cool hole. Ultimately, it's expected to phone home to Microsoft and let the mothership know if you're running an old Office.
The mothership.
Yes. I translate that as the Borg.
Yeah,
you will be assimilated. You will be assimilated. Microsoft also failed to mention what it intends to do.
There is no escape.
Yes. Microsoft also failed to mention what it intends to do with the data it collects, although one can guess. Ooh, let's see what that article says. We've posed all those questions to Microsoft and we'll update the store if they respond. All right, so Microsoft tests upsells of its products in Windows 11 sign-up menu. Great. I'm going to shut the computer down. Before you shut the computer down, would you like to install OneDrive? No. Repeat of yesterday's video. You want to use OneDrive? No.
No.
Hey, what about OneDrive? No. In fact, we just get released an article today that Windows was talking recently. Hey, we need to update our File Explorer. Well, we got a little bit of details today. The updated File Explorer is going to fully integrate OneDrive into it all. It's like, really? Yeah, this is exactly what I don't want. All right, so opting out. Those uncomfortable running a mystery update that has probably already happened in your system that's gathering and transmitting unknown system data to Microsoft aren't out of luck, provided you're comfortable with doing some Windows troubleshooting. Microsoft Show or Hide Updates Troubleshooter for Windows 10 and 11 is available as a download. So you can go into the malware provider's website and download their troubleshooter, and then you can go in and you can disable this update from the troubleshooter. So that's how you can get away with it. So basically what they're trying to do here is they're going to be like, hey, we just want to know how many old people use it. Because, I mean, look at what they're trying to do with Windows 10. Of course, the end of this month is the last time you can buy a Windows 10 license key before they push everything up to Windows 11 only. And it begs this question, they're trying to find ways to kill the older versions of software. That's kind of what they're trying to do. So that they're forcing you into this direction, like the shepherd pushing the sheep down the direction. Oh, no. You need to get this one off. Oh, this is really bad and out of date. We got to get this off of your system. You need an upgrade. You need the new Office 365. You need to start paying us monthly in this down economy. And then you're going to have to choose, do I buy eggs or do I buy Microsoft Office this month? Of course, if you can afford eggs. Yeah. So, yeah, that's our thoughts. What are thoughts and ideas here so far?
So there is one thing that springs to mind. The update runs silent and it runs only once, and its purpose is to tell Microsoft whether or not you have an old Office installation. Mm-hmm. And this is the update they are telling you about that can run silently, which just tells you that if they want to, or if they are forced to by some government official without NDA, they can put any update to any system, and the user won't have any idea that anything is installed or have even run.
Yeah. That begs a question or concern about what we can do with those. Any other thoughts?
I think they're going to get an idea. I think this isn't necessarily just for individuals like you and I. It's like, how many companies out there are still using the older Office and stuff like that? They want to get an idea of how much corporate use of older software is still being used and somehow muscle them into getting the new stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a valid point, because I mean companies companies, they have to watch their bottom line. It's just like, you can't be like, hey, you got to pay everyone like $15 an hour and then upgrade all of your software as soon as the big tech company wants you to, because, you know, that's like every month. And then it's like, no, you got to figure out where you cut things out. And that's kind of why we're going to get into what we'll get to here as we wrap up here. Any other thoughts, Ashton or Ivan? Any thoughts?
It makes sense if they're doing that.
I keep losing connection.
Oh, you're losing connection.
One thing that would be interesting is if they publish a statistics, a summary of their findings. It would be interesting to know how many are still running Office 97.
Correct. In fact, over on locals, go ahead, Microsoft, count how many more times I've installed Office 95 versus whatever the latest one was. So, you know what? I should just start spinning up just hundreds of VMs with various Windows on it without licensed softwares, and then just install my OEM XP Office, you know? What do you think of that, Microsoft?
Yeah. And I remember from my old work, I was there last it's like 5 years ago. So 17, we were still using Office, 2010, I think it was. And we were still using Windows 7 on our machines. And, 17, that's 3 years after 10 came out. And, that is, I can't say specifically, but I think it was just kind of like we'll get to it some year.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, I was the computer that I still have that runs Windows 7 that I was using for accounting up until this year when I'm fully on GNU Cache. That still has Office 2007 because it works. In fact, not only does it work, I hate the new functions, the new features, and the new look, UI, and design of the new Office. I have zero incentive to switch. You have not added anything into the software that makes me want to upgrade, and you've added a lot of things into the software that makes me not want to upgrade at all. And that's kind of the biggest problem that we have is, stop forcing it. But what happened, and as we were talking before the show started, a while back, when Microsoft Office 95 came out and then Office 97 came out, there was a huge feature bump that people looked at and said, I kind of want those new features. And so it inspired them to buy it. And I was using my old copy of Windows 95 all the way through college, all the way through. No, not in grad school. In grad school, I think we were given full copies of Office XP for like $5 or something for being a grad student. And so I had Office XP all the way up until I was a college professor. And then as a college professor, I used my academic discount to get a copy of Office 2007. And then I had no motivation to upgrade from that because I hated every Office that came out after 2007. Even 2007, I kind of hated. But it was usable enough. But now it's like there's no motivation for me to do that. And they've recognized that we've hit that peak that once they have any form of the Office software, it doesn't really matter. And this is why they're trying to push the cloud stuff, because if they can push the Office 365 software as a service instead of the once download and install, then they're going to make more money each time it loads. And that's kind of
on prescription fees.
Yeah, and the problem right now, at least, I mean, I guess I'd say at least in America, but now the whole world is going through a major recession right now. We cannot afford to be throwing away extra money on software licenses when other options are available, which brings us to part B. What do? I personally use LibreOffice, and I find that LibreOffice actually has more functionality than Microsoft Office, primarily because I can format books in LibreOffice, and I cannot do that in Microsoft Office because the docx file format does not contain the information that I need to produce books, whereas the open document file does have that information. And LibreOffice itself works really well. Now, if you're a big enterprise, they would prefer you go into and use the Enterprise Edition, which is basically, it's like a Red Hat. It has support in it and things like that. Yes, you can use it completely free. They kind of like, hey, you're using it for a big company. Would you mind paying us a little for support, And that's maybe a little bit controversial, a controversial switch that happened, I don't know, about a year or two ago when they went to the Community Edition and the Enterprise Editions. But nevertheless, it is still free. There's not a huge deal. They're not going to lock you out if you're, you're using Linux on your small business and you're using LibreOffice, or if you're using Windows on your small business and still using LibreOffice. You do not need to be running Linux to use LibreOffice. This is a fork of OpenOffice, only it is far more feature rich. It contains the entire suite completely for free, including the databasing if that is something that you need. And actually, I believe just today they released a new point version, whichever that one is. They do have it available as flat packs, snaps, app images. There's online options you can plug into Nextcloud, and then they have LibreOffice for Android and iOS. That's neat. I've never looked into those before. Oh, that ties in with their Calibora, which is their online office, so that may not be beneficial for everybody. But you can go ahead and just grab it for everything. So here's, Deb, RPM, Mac OS for Silicon, Mac OS for Intel, 32 and 64-bit Windows versions. 7.4.5, I think, was the most recent point release, and then they have a slightly older. But one that is better for business deployments, doesn't have the latest features. So you can go ahead and grab that. Now, there's many, many other Office systems. OnlyOffice is a big one. I personally find OnlyOffice I don't really find it full ready for use yet. I've given it so many tries. The most recent time is, I don't know, about 6 months ago. Its advantage is it does default to the DocX. It is going to have file format sharing with Microsoft Office, and they've designed it with the ribbon format to look a lot more like Microsoft Office. But even that, you can do that with LibreOffice as well. I did find a few small limitations with it, but it is one that is growing in popularity. So certainly look at that. And then there's plenty other ones we can chat about here as well. So. What Office suites do you guys use, and which other ones would we look at?
I use I have a LibreOffice, but I use it very rarely. When I need to create a document, I write a plain text file. The exception is spreadsheets. I use the LibreOffice for spreadsheets. But I started back in on MS-DOS 5, so I just continued using text files, and I see no reason to change that.
Okay, yeah. Hey, if you need to format a book, you should just do LaTeX. Dan, do you use Office software? Have a need for it?
Occasionally. I usually use LibreOffice. It about comes with most distros out there when you download them. I mainly use it in case I got to open up something that's sent to me and look at it. I don't do any creation with it because I don't have anything to create with it, But I do find it useful to have it on a computer just for that moment where you have this thing that you may want to create a spreadsheet, which happens once in a while with me. Hasn't lately, but it's a useful, fully functional Office suite that you can coordinate with the rest of the world.
There you go. Ivan, use Office software?
Yeah, I just use the LibreOffice. Started off with the OpenOffice back in 14 for a couple of years.
So did I.
Yeah. I moved over to Libre because it's got a lot more functionality. I mean, I don't need anywhere near what it provides, but it's got everything I need should I need it. And I actually used. I'm actually looking at my menu right now. I used Impress 5 years ago when I made my first couple of videos. I made a series, and I just treated it like a slideshow. Dun dun dun, talky, and it worked out fantastic. And so I've got, I like, out of all of it, I use Writer the most, and even then, it's not that often.
Yep.
Actually, I do keep notes from my videos using it.
Indeed. Mentioning Impress, I actually, on my Christian channel here, where we are going to go live at 9 o'clock tonight, I actually use for these messages. I actually use Impress as that. Let me mute that, and let me just get ahead here. So I wrote, of course, a wrapper to use for OBS, but the verses here, these are all done on Impress. But I've kept everything on the same exact wrapper, so you can't really tell. So everything's all uses that. But that's all done with LibreOffice Impress. I do databasing with for my book sales and such. I keep a big database, so the database, the base functions. Of course, I write all my books and do all the book formatting and stuff inside of LibreOffice as well. And then, of course, lots of spreadsheets and things like that. So
there is one interesting tidbit I have mentioned before, that I use my email client is installed in a VM. There are reasons for this, but which is beyond this. That VM runs a 13-year-old operating system, a Linux system. That's and it has OpenOffice installed.
Mm-hmm.
And every other week I get a Microsoft Office document in mail. I have yet to encounter a single document that it can't open. So after they switched to the open document format was specified back in the day, sharing documents has been real easy, and it is the docx format that they come in, because this my pastor, he sends out the what is happening because I'm a sound engineer around the PA sound in church, so we get a document detailing what is going to happen at what point and so on. And he uses Microsoft Office, and I think he uses almost the latest one. So using old OpenOffice or old LibreOffice versions is no hindrance to opening new files, which used to be a pain back in the day.
Yeah, I find anymore a lot of people are like, well, this OnlyOffice has better compatibility. I have not encountered any major compatibility issues. It's like the first factor, of course, is that inside of your Office suite, if you're doing something really weird or odd fonts, or trying to do deep formatting inside of Microsoft Office, it may not translate the formatting over right. Particularly, I think your biggest concern would be the fonts if you do not have the same crossover fonts. But other than that, like all functionality, generally it works pretty well. So I have yet to encounter a major issue with any of the other other Office suites. So whatever. 9 on Rumble. Nobody's chatting over there yet. 22 over there on Odyssey. Let's see what we got here.
Rumble's the quiet channel.
Apparently, yeah. Some people are saying Rumble's like more active. I find Rumble to be very less active. A lot of people watching, just nobody wants to say anything. I was using OpenOffice back when it was called Star Office. There you go. Microsoft Works. There you go. I don't understand. It updates Microsoft. What have installed to update its users? What? It updates Microsoft what have installed to update its users. Yeah, I'm not sure what the comment's saying. I think it's something effective. What's Microsoft doing? Well, Microsoft is installing an update that doesn't actually do anything, but other than count bad Office versions, I guess. First PC back in the 90s came with Coral WordPerfect for free. Yeah, I think I had a WordPerfect as well. I know I had a Microsoft Works. I'm pretty sure I had a WordPerfect around, although I think I have gotten rid of all of those.
I remember using WordPerfect in the 90s, the DOS version. That was fun.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've seen it before.
Yeah, me too.
No Fauci actually ever says converted my uncle to LibreOffice. He's trying to install an old copy of Office 2003 on Windows 11. Windows 11's like, what is this crap? You have to buy the latest. Like, no, I don't. LibreOffice. Haha, for the win. But it's just like, no, we lost another. Microsoft made their previous mediocre applications too good, and now they have to force users into their shining identification. Yep. MS Office 2003 was the last MS Suite I used. It was 2007, yep. I still have Windows 7 Pro with time to reset hack, and it never touches. Okay. But Microsoft loves Linux. I know, right? Let's see. Still use 98 SE. Nice.
Yeah, I have that too in a VM.
I do have a VM of Windows 98. I can't say I do have one.
And I use it to play Sim Tower every
I
now
got
and again.
SimCity 2000 on mine.
Yeah, I played that in DOSBox.
Last Saturday, I started a riveting game of Castlevania 2: Simon's Quest. Let's see. What is Win 2022 doing? I don't know. Let's see. When I converted to Mac from PC back in 07, I was like, whoa. And then same paradigm shift from normally OSs to Linux. There you go. Let's see.
There's a comment on the YouTube chat that someone is still using Atari. So
there you go. Yeah. I think I saw DistroTube's down over on YouTube. Greetings, DistroTube.
Yeah, he was here.
We'll get down to those comments in a bit here. We're jumping over to YouTube right now. We have like 33. Are we like off the naughty list on YouTube now? We have a lot more people on YouTube than we usually have. That's good.
It's possible.
Or maybe it's just, hey, something about Microsoft. Talking about Microsoft brings a lot of people out of the woodwork, so that's good. Old Dell 720p life cam I got for $2 at Goodwill a few years back. Yeah. Well, I have a couple of cameras. I'll have to hunt around, see if I can find that other one. I'll have to go back and ask the cow if he took it. MS Office not offering malware. See, that was when the cow hit me, and as I was going around the other side to see what the cow was in there, he snuck on in and stole my webcam. That's how it happened.
Did you confirm it was a cow?
No, I'm just going with that theory, because it's either cow or an alien or something. I mean, it was the Arizona deserts.
It couldn't be a bat, could it?
It seemed like a bigger thud than a bat could do.
I know when the bats hit the side of my house, they make a pretty loud clunk.
I'm not sure a bat would cause the van to rock, though. If anybody sees any useful comments, let me know. How will we tell MS OneDrive from the ads in the file manager? I have no idea. That's a good question. Wait, it's still put. No. That's not an ad. It's Microsoft's like, guys, we have failed to get people to convert over with ads in the file manager. Let's just add it. Okay, great. And that's kind of what they're doing. Why MS is using Springtime for Hitler as a sound theme? What? Is Microsoft using Springtime for Hitler as a sound theme? That's interesting. Ashton keeps losing connection. All right. Tried switching it on and off again. There you go.
Yeah.
Did ChatGPT make Office easier? I don't know. Let's see. Why networking allowed on it, though? Normally just use LibreOffice or only Office. Let's see. Hello, DistroTube. And big thumbs up for LibreOffice. Big thumbs down for Microsoft Office. Absolutely. Get on board with that.
The on YouTube says that it probably was an alien cow.
An alien cow. That is possible. It is possible that we were taken in by an alien cow. Let's see. My dad has switched from Excel to Calc, and now he likes Calc. There you go. Yeah. Let's see. Going to be on the live stream chat. Just can't do the video call. Internet keeps dropping into the toilet. Well, stop using the internet on the toilet.
Yeah, you're supposed to use TikTok on the toilet. What are you talking about?
That's right. I know if you go to Joe Biden's house and you're taking a dump in Joe Biden's house, he'll have a rack of classified documents for you to read by his toilet. So, you know.
There you go.
Abbey Word. There you go. Yeah, there's a ton of other Office suites as well for different things. Microsoft licenses equals extortion. That's very correct.
I remember back in the day, the KDE had its own Office suite. That was the first Linux Office suite that I used for some time until I discovered OpenOffice.
Was it called a K Suite or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
A
so.
Office.
Did you use Letter Perfect in DOS, Salbu?
I never heard that.
Okay. Once used LibreOffice Writer in an MS Works file. I couldn't get Word to open it, even Microsoft's add-on to do so. Use LibreOffice Writer to open an MS Works file. Could not get Word to open. What? Oh, okay, so you have an MX Works file. Oh, okay. So LibreOffice was able to open up the Microsoft Works file that Microsoft Office could not open. Yes. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I lost my spot again. Bird Unkind is playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. There you go. I've rebuilt Dell Pentium 4 system that dual boots Windows 98 SE and XP, but no MS Office on it. Hey, I could hook you up with an Office 95 or an Office XP. Let's see. WPS. There's another Linux Office. Go between Rumble and YouTube. All right. Definitely wrong place. Wait, what? An alien cow, yes. Laughing about MS counting installs and how to tune in. All right. Well, greetings, Smash O Mash. Atari Writer all the way. There you go. K Office.
Yeah, that was the name of the KDE Office suite.
KFIS.
And the last release was in 2011. So
okay, that predates me a little bit. I think Microsoft in general is trending again because they're doing an objectively stupid thing that more people are on YouTube. Yeah, that's possible. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a game in the late 90s that I had for a couple of years. It was called Microsoft Wind Blows 98. It was fun.
All right. Oh, we have a bunch of people jumped over on Rumble live chat now. So we got a lot of people over there. All right. Office 365. Yep, they're doing it at work like idiots. Teams will only work with doc files, locking you in. That's exciting.
Yeah, Rumble's having their problems with DDoS attacks, so the chats don't always show up if they're empty. I seen that yesterday when I was watching Redacted.
All right, so maybe that's the case, is we're just getting caught up. Elon is back to blocking people for dumb reasons. Yeah, like we need to have a global big tech. If it ain't against the law, you're not allowed to block it. Basically, Section 230 revisions, because it's like, what are you doing? You know. MS Office 23. I can't think of any other stupid teachers that won't know anyway. You can save in native Word. What would be the point of even using MS Office in 2023? I can't think of any other than stupid teachers who won't know any. Yeah, it's normie teachers. Normie teachers. That's actually one of my tinfoil hat times on my list to do, is to talking about, you know, why education is the biggest source of blocking people into stupid software. Joe Biden not using his diaper. No, it's for other people. When Hunter Biden goes to his daddy's house and goes onto the toilet to take a dump, he reads classified documents.
Only he didn't write.
Biden Joe Biden is using the diaper. Yes.
Yeah, but he didn't write Joe Biden. If you look carefully.
What's that?
He didn't write Joe Biden. If you look carefully.
Oh, didn't I? Wait, no. He said, "Wait, Joe Biden is not using his diaper."
No,
yes.
The name he said Bo Jiden.
Oh, Bo Jiden. Oh, okay, I gotcha.
I thought that was funny.
It depends underwear.
Yeah.
Bo Jiden just needs to get a little bit more ice cream for the day. Get that man some peanut butter to sniff, you know, or a little girl's hair. I don't know. I can switch 360p with Rumble, so I switched there, but still have Odyssey's chat in a separate window. There you go. All right. If you're in Joe Biden's house, you might see the Epstein girls. Education equals indoctrination. Oh yeah, it's getting worse. It's getting worse indeed.
there's an interesting comment on the Twitch. He asked if could Microsoft do like printer producers send out a disabling script.
I imagine they could. And as Dan mentioned, if you read the Microsoft EULA, they do have the right to remove software that they allege doesn't belong. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to pull that off in like 2 quarters, maybe.
Yeah, let's just slowly kick out. They'll slowly kick out like the oldest ones. Anyone still running like 03, let's just kick that out, and then let's do, let's kick out the 07s a couple weeks later because, guys, these are so old. Or what'll happen is they'll leak some major security vulnerability. And then with some security vulnerability going out, it'll be actively exploited. And then they'll be like, you got to get this. We can't update it anymore. You got to get this. This is bad,
If you absolutely have to use stuff like this, I would recommend opening up a virtual machine, a Windows 7 one, install it, and keep it offline.
Yeah. Sweaty Zombie asks if I invite DT on the show sometime. Yeah, DT, if you want to jump on the show sometime, let me know, and you can certainly join us. That would be cool. Let's see if there's any other ones. I think we've kind of hit the bottom of the comments, so we're going to go and wrap this one up here because I'm streaming on the other channel tonight. So I'll go ahead and drop the link across here if you are interested in that. If you're not interested in the religious type stuff, you'll want to give that one a pass. But if you are into Christianity, then I will be streaming over there. It'll stream to YouTube, and then I'm not going to do a cross edit of that one. I'm just going to stream it and leave that set up there, and then so that'll populate to Odyssey, Rumble, and BitChute a few hours after the stream is over. So we'll go ahead and wrap this one up here so I can get ready for the next one. And then tomorrow, weekly news roundup, 9 o'clock p.m. Right over here, and we'll be over there. Let me double check. I forgot. Let me double check our Matrix room. We did just set up a Matrix room. If you want to chat over there, I don't see anybody on there right now. No, I'm kidding. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this one up here. Thanks for watching, everybody. What time for our Walk in Christ? 9 o'clock Eastern. So 1 hour from now. 1 hour from now over there. Have been on camera together many times, not recently though. Have we been? I don't remember, DT. I think we've only been on camera once together, I thought. And it was on somebody else's show, I thought. I can't remember though. Yeah, we'll have to do that sometime though.
Yeah, it would be fun to have DT in this channel. It's one thing watching him doing a monologue of his own thoughts for 15-20 minutes. It's quite another interacting with him, so that would be interesting.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this one up here. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys tomorrow with the weekly news roundup, or if you're into the Christian stuff, in 1 hour over there. And I posted the links to YouTube, Odyssey, and Rumble. We'll catch you guys later.